You've landed on this video because you are dealing with hip pain, and I have the solution for you. My name is Yogi Aaron, and I'm a master yoga teacher as well as a muscle specialist. And my background is in helping people become pain-free. So many of us are dealing with hip pain, and inevitably we're also dealing with back pain, and that pain starts to metastasize into other areas of the body. We don't have to be in pain. One of the #1 mistakes that so many of us make to get out of pain is by stretching. So we want to do the opposite of stretching. What we do want to do is improve muscle function, get the muscles of the body working. So let's get our muscles working. We're going to take all of the last 6 days of this series and put it all together today into one practice to get you guys into your best pain-free life. Hey guys, remember, if you like this video, click the like button and also the subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you receive updates for future videos. My name is Yogi Aaron, and let's dive into this practice so that you can live your best pain-free life. Okay guys, so let's start onto our backs. We're going to dive into this practice, and as I mentioned earlier, take all of the poses that we've been practicing and putting them all together. So let's start off with our psoas major muscle activation. So coming onto our backs, you're going to bend the knees and bring your right ankle across your left knee, and bring your left hand towards your right knee, and then bring the knee into the hand. That's a really important distinction because you're not pressing with the hand is driving into the knee. Now relax it there, and let's do it again. So press the knee into the hand for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then relax and do it again. So if you bring your right hand sort of about 2 inches to the right of your navel center and kind of like dig in a bit, you're gonna feel your psoas popping out. And then relax and do it again. You don't have to push the fingers in too much into the flesh. The psoas will pop out there, and it's such an important muscle to get activated. And then relax. Press the knee into the hand again. One of the #1 ways that the psoas shuts down or stops working is from sitting. We just sit a lot, and the psoas basically just stops working. It just shuts down. So getting the psoas working is one way to not only prevent back pain, but more importantly hip pain, is that's what we're working on right now. And then relax and do it again. Knee into hand. And then relax and do it again. Very nice. And then relax. Let's switch legs. So left ankle across right knee. Bring the right hand towards the left knee and press that left knee into the right hand there. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and relax. And press the knee into the hand. There you go. You can actually start to feel that psoas popping out there. And then relax and do it again. And then relax and do it again. It's so wonderful when you feel the muscles of your body actually supporting you. And then relax and do it again. And then relax. Okay, so let's flip over now onto our stomach. We're going to do 2 muscle activations here. One of the muscles that we talked about was the glutes. Okay, so in this series today, we're going to do 2 muscle activations for the glutes. The first one is the one-legged pose where we bend one knee and then just lift that knee off the ground as much as you can. Keep in mind that we don't want to lift that pelvic bone up. We want to keep the pelvic bone down, but just lift the knee up and then relax down. If you're new to this, you probably have weak glutes. No judgment, no shade, but you probably do. So don't worry about how high you get the knee up. You'll notice over time, as your glutes get stronger, you're able to lift up higher. And what that means is that you're improving your range of motion, and your muscles' ability to contract is also improving. So have patience with yourself. It will take a little bit of time. Bend the knee and lift that leg up as high as you can. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and come on down. And again, bend the knee and lift the leg up. And then come on down, relax, even jiggle it out a little bit, bend the knee, lift it up. Remember to keep the pelvic bone down. And then relax down. And we'll do it one more time this side. Bend the knee and lift the leg up as high as you can. And you probably notice that by the 6th time, it just gets a little bit easier, which is really cool. Okay, let's do it on the other side now. So bend your left knee, and if you want to take your hand, you can feel that glute engage, and then just lift the knee off the ground. And when you kind of go from one side to the other, sometimes you can notice the difference because the other side just feels heavy at first. The muscle isn't engaging properly. Lower back down. Bend the knee, engage, and lift up. And hold for 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then come on down. And let's do it again. So bend that knee, and then lift up. Good, and holding there. As we get the glutes stronger every single day, you're going to notice that so much aches and pains that you have in your body disappear. Lower back down. Let's do it again. Very good. Remember to keep that left pelvic bone down. And then come on down. And then bend the knee. Engage that left glute and lift the leg up. Holding there for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then come on back down. Bend that left knee, engage the glute, and lift up. Now, one thing to kind of check out is the opposite glute. So make sure that the opposite glute has got the jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. It's relaxed. And then come on back down. And then bend the knee, engage the glute, and lift it up. And again, the opposite side is relaxed. The left pelvic bone is on the ground. And then come on down. So the next one that we're going to do here is Shalabhasana. So lift the legs up and lift your chest up as high as you can. And this is again to get the muscles in the back working properly. Slowly come on down and then come on back up. So lift the legs, lift your chest. We want to get those side bending muscles working properly. And those side bending muscles, a couple of the major ones is the longissimus, the multifidus, the QL, the quadratus lumborum, and then come on back up. And this pose kind of actually hits all of these muscles. It's kind of a cool pose to do. It makes you stronger. A Shalabhasana day keeps the doctor away. Come on down and then come on back up. Keep the legs as straight as possible. See if you can lift from the inner thighs upwards, and then come on down, and then come on up. Lift up through the inner thighs, lift up the chest, lift the arms a little bit off the ground. Palms can face up or face down, it doesn't really matter. And then come on down. And then come on up. Very good. If you bring your hands to your lower back, you guys are going to notice that your lower back muscles are engaging. That's a really positive thing. Let's do it one more time. Lift up. See if you can go for broke this time. Lift up the legs a little higher. Lift up the chest. And then come on down. And from here, where I want you guys to move now is to the side of your body. So from here, bend the knees. And this is a clamshell practice to get the glute med working properly, but as we discussed, it also will improve the function of the piriformis, which is a hip rotator, okay? So bending the knees, kind of roll forward a little bit, And this is what it would like if you kind of like lean back. So allow that right hip to lean forward a bit. Bring the hand to that hip and in the lower back, so to stop you from allowing yourself to press back, and then lift that knee up as high as you can. Now, you might notice if this is your first time doing this and you missed the day when we did this pose, you'll notice that you probably won't come up that much. Come on back down and then come on up. Now, but each time you do this, you'll notice it just gets a little bit easier because we're getting into the glute med. We're improving its ability to externally rotate the hip as well as the piriformis, and then lower back down. And then come on back up. Again, use your hand there to keep or stabilize the back and the hip so you're not pushing back. And then come on down. And then come on back up. And then come on down. And then come on up. And then come on down. And then come on up again. Very good. And you probably notice, like, oh my God, my knee is up a little bit more. Its range of motion is improving. And then come on down, and we're gonna flip to the other side here. Well, why is it improving? Why is the range of motion improving? Because muscles start working properly. But here's the cool thing. If I was just gonna stretch my hips to create more quote unquote flexibility, guess what? I don't have that stability. By doing these muscle activations, not only do you improve your range of motion, but you also improve stability. And when you have stability, you are pain-free. The opposite of stability is the opportunity to have injury. If you have instability, you're going to be always vulnerable and open to injury. Allow that hip to come forward a bit. Stabilize it with your hand. Don't allow your hip to come back, and then just lift up as much as you can. It's kind of interesting. This is definitely my weaker side here, and I can feel it. And then come on down. And then come on up. So lifting that knee up as high as you can. What's really cool though is, like the first time I did it, I was right about here. So even on the second time I did it, I got like more range of motion, which is really cool. Lift up the knee again. Remember to block yourself with your hands so you're not pushing back. There is a tendency for you guys to kind of like lean back to give yourself the illusion that you're quote unquote more flexible. So this kind of puts the brake on you so that you can start isolating the muscle more and create your quote unquote own resistance. So lift the knee up as much as you can, and then slowly come on down, and then come on up. And then come on down. Well, I'm going to do it just one more time here. So lift that knee up. Very good. And then come on down. Awesome. All right. So let's come on to our backs, and we're going to continue with our final muscle activation practices. Okay, so we did that. We did clamshells. Oh yeah, rotators. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do our hip rotators next. So straightening the left leg, bend the right knee. You're going to block that right knee with your right hand and bring the right foot across the left leg. And we're going to repeat this a few times. Okay. So this is tackling a muscle called the quadratus femoris, and then relax. And let's do it again. Take the hand, the knee over the hip. Block the knee with your hand so your knee isn't moving from side to side or front to back. But all you want to do is just bring the foot across the thigh as much as possible. And you're going to feel a lot of muscles working here, but the one that we're isolating the most is the quadratus femoris, and then lower down. Again, bring the knee up, and then bring the foot over, and then back down. And bring the knee up. And bring the foot over. And then back down. Let's do it a couple more times. Bring the knee up. Do you notice here, if you're improving your range of motion, is it getting a little bit easier? Is the foot coming over a little bit more effortlessly? Isn't that cool? That's what happens when muscles start firing and start working properly. And then bring the knee up. Very good. And bring the foot over. Very nice. And then bring the foot back down. Very good. Okay, so let's do the same now on the other side. Bring the knee up over the hip and then bring the foot over to the side. This is such a great exercise. A lot of people get sciatic pain in their hips and then relax. And this is such a great one to do if you have any kind of sciatic pain. Sciatica is exacerbated because muscles aren't supporting the joints properly, and a lot of the pressure ends up getting put onto the sciatic nerve. And then relax. And of course, whenever there's stress in a joint, there's also inflammation. That inflammation also exacerbates the sciatic pain. If you know anybody with sciatic pain, get them doing these exercises, especially these rotators. Just fantastic. And then relax. And do it again. And then relax. And do it again. Bring the knee up, bring the foot over. And then relax. And we'll do it one more time. Bring the knee up, bring the foot over. Really great. Really good work, you guys. All right, and then bring the foot down. The next one we're gonna do is for our rectus femoris, our quads. So you're gonna bend that knee a little bit. Remember, the heel of the right foot is lined up with about mid-calf, okay? And keep that right hand on the right quad and then just straightening the leg here and holding it, okay? This is such a great technique to not only get the muscles of the quads working properly, but also the rectus femoris, and then lower back down. This is also a great pose. Let's do it again. Bend that knee a little bit, straightening the leg to get the rectus femoris working. And one of the functions of the rectus femoris is to stabilize the knee joint. Knee joint is stabilized. Guess what? No stress. No stress, no inflammation, no pain. Lower back down. Bend that knee and then straightening the leg. Just keeping your hand here, just notice that the quad is engaging. That's a really great thing. And then lower back down. And bend the knee, straightening the leg. Really nice. And then lower back down. And bend the knee and straighten the leg. And then back down, and we'll do it one more time. Bend the knee a little bit and straighten the leg. Really great. You guys are gonna feel so amazing after this practice. Please let me know in the comments below, how's it going for you? Bend the knee, the left leg, bring your left hand to your left thigh, and then straightening the leg, okay? And again, see if you can feel that left quad engaging here. Lower back down, bend the left knee, and then straightening the leg, and then lower back down. Bend the knee, straightening the left leg. Very good, my friends. And then lower back down. Bend the knee, Straightening the leg. And then lower back down. Very good. Bend the knee and straightening the leg. And then lower back down. Let's do our last one. We're gonna bend both knees. Have the ankles just on the outsides of the hips here. Bring the arms out to the sides and then lift the hips up as high as you can. And this is, of course, is to reinforce the glute engagement. Without the glutes, you really don't have much. So we need to get the glutes working and then slowly back down. This is one of the best techniques to do for the glutes. So remember that. There's a lot of different ideas about how to get the glutes working. Bridge pose is definitely one of the best. Lift the hips up as high as you can because here you're definitely coming into hip extension. So squeeze the glutes just a little bit more to see if you can create a little bit more isometric contraction. And then come on back down. And then come on up. Good, squeeze those glutes a little bit more. Push down into the heels of the feet and lift up a little bit higher. And then come on down. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Make sure your glutes are relaxed. And then lift it up and engage the glutes a little bit more. Very nice, my friends. Lift up a little bit more and then come on down. Really nice. Okay, so squeeze the glutes and then lift up the hips just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And let's come on down. And we're gonna do it just one more time. You guys got it one more in you? Great. So let's come on up. I'm gonna give a few more cues here. So press down into the heels of the feet. Nice. Lift your toes off the ground, but keep the balls of the feet down. Now, pressing down through the heels of the feet, lift up a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and then come on down. Oh. Doesn't that feel amazing? To have hips that are working for you. All my life, I ended up with hip pain ever since I was 18 years old. And of course, I turned to stretching, to yoga stretching to get rid of my hip pain. I ended up in the hospital as a result of this 25 years later with an orthopedic surgeon telling me I was going to need a spinal fusion in my lower back. I then had to go back to the drawing board and I discovered all of these amazing muscle activation poses. Ever since I started practicing them, guess what? Not only do I not have a spinal fusion, but I have a stronger hips and I have therefore a stronger life. So what I want for you guys is to go out into the world to live your best pain-free life and so that you can manifest and live your life's purpose. Please remember to comment below and let me know how this practice went for you. Fact or fiction? These are some of the questions that you probably have as you're looking at so much of the information that's out there. Well, I've started a series called the Stretching Police series, where we go in and we look at what some of the people are doing out there, some of the claims that people are making about solutions to pain. Is it fact or is it fiction? What can you take and what should you throw away? So join me in the Stretching Police and remember to like and comment in this video below so that I know how these videos are affecting you in living your best pain-free life.